In today's video, I want to take you guys through a couple of new PlayStation Store sales that might be going a little bit under the radar. This wasn't actually announced by Sony or anything of that nature, but there are a couple of new deals live that I want to take you guys through, and on some really good games on PSN. Also, Amazon has quite a few good physical deals on PS4 games, and then I also want to give you guys an update on a couple of PlayStation 4 titles. Digimon Survive is not delayed. It's still on track for a 2020 release, and the strategy simulation title Mars Horizon is coming to the PS4 sometime in 2020. A PC beta test will be kicking off soon. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first up, want to go over some deals that are going a little bit under the radar over on PSN. First of all, we have Dreams. It is actually 25% off for $29.99. Great pickup on Dreams. Obviously, this is very relevant right now because they also released a trial version of Dreams. Dreams is a great game, and Media Molecule does not get the love that they deserve. They are legitimately one of the best studios in gaming. When you look at their track record for high-quality titles, Little Big Planet, Little Big Planet 2, then Dreams, they have put out quality game after quality game, and in my opinion, they do really deserve a lot more recognition, and they should be up there with the best Sony studios around, even the best studios in general. Obviously, with this game, it takes the creation elements of Little Big Planet to the next level, where you can literally create your own games, and there's a pretty good single-player component in there as well, a campaign that is worthwhile. At $30, this is such a steal. The fact of the matter is, at $40, it was already a really good buy. They could have gotten away with a full $59.99 price point, but they decided to budget price it at $40, and that was a great price, and obviously at 25% off, it's even better. If you're not completely sold on it, check out the new trial, and hopefully that'll sell you on the game. I think it will, because it is a very captivating experience, but check that out. That deal will be available until May the 5th. Next up, we also have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That is 40% off for $36. Now, I probably enjoyed Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order a lot more than other people. I think the majority of people were in consensus agreement that it was a very good game. I really thought it was an excellent game. I love the storyline, I love the voice acting, the presentation, the visuals, all of the elements in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order I thought were rather good. The gameplay was very good as well, and obviously EA and Star Wars has not really been a match made in heaven. Battlefront 2 at this point is a pretty good game. However, initially that was a train wreck. Battlefront 1 was a train wreck, so I understand why there was a healthy amount of skepticism heading into the release of Jedi Fallen Order, and I was skeptical as well, but Respawn, those guys are incredibly talented, and they delivered a high-quality single-player Star Wars experience that should be played by everyone. And at $36, I think this is a really, really good price. The game looks great, plays great on the PS4, and it's a very satisfying experience start to finish, and there's a decent amount of content, all things considered, for a single-player, action-oriented experience. I think there's a healthy amount of content here for your money, and for $36, definitely worth a shout. Lastly, do want to note that if you want to pick up a baseball game, MLB The Show 20 is 15% off for $51. Still very, very expensive, but MLB The Show has been the standout baseball game for quite a while, and of course, with baseball season not being a thing right now, MLB The Show 20 isn't a bad pickup, especially if you do want to get your baseball fix, so wanted to give a mention to that. Okay, moving on from that, want to cover a couple of physical deals as well. Dead Cells Action Game of the Year Edition, the physical copy of the game, which this one doesn't go on sale all too often, is down to $21. Now, this includes the base game, the Rise of the Giant DLC, a keyring, an art booklet, and a reversible cover, and I have to say, the cover art already for Dead Cells is pretty great, and it's very aesthetically pleasing. The Action Game of the Year Edition does have a different box art. $21 for it is pretty good, and Dead Cells itself was a game that's been retaining its premium price point, but it's a game that deservingly does so. It is a high-quality title, and a game that if you're into Metroidvania, fast-paced titles, challenging games, Dead Cells is going to be right up your alley, and you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Again, for $21, you might look at that and think, hey, didn't this game come out digitally for $25? Well, the physical copy is $29.99, and you know what? Saving anything on a great game like Dead Cells, that's worth a recommendation from my eyes. Alright, moving on from that, The Outer Worlds is 50% off, down to $29.99. Very good RPG here, done by Obsidian. Much more of a streamlined RPG. It's not like this is one with a colossal open world to explore or anything of that nature. However, because it is so tight and the story is pretty good, it does offer a healthy amount of replayability with all the different choices you can make and things of that nature, so that's quite good. And at the end of the day, I don't need every RPG to be a colossal 80+ hour experience. Outer Worlds, at its 30 to 35 hour experience, I thought was something that was a nice change of pace from all of the other games. Nothing wrong wrong with having a grandiose RPG like a Witcher 3 that, you know, encompasses north of 100 hours of gameplay, but sometimes something a little bit tighter like the Outer Worlds does change up the pace a little bit and is definitely much appreciated. And I thought the game was quite good, and now at $30, it's a great buy. Unfortunately, doesn't look like we'll be getting Obsidian games on the PlayStation 4 in the future, given the fact that Obsidian has been acquired by Microsoft, but hey, Microsoft needs to have a robust first party, so that was probably a very, very good acquisition by them. Nonetheless, Outer Worlds definitely worth a pickup. Alright, last deal I want to mention is Borderlands Game of the Year Edition. That is down to just $13, so this is Borderlands 1, and with all of the DLC, you know what you're getting yourself into with Borderlands 1. I really enjoyed this game, even though the last boss was a little bit of a doozy. Was not a big fan of that, but overall, the game is great. And if you want to experience all of Borderlands, Borderlands 1 is excellent, and Handsome Collection is a great buy as well. Borderlands 3, honestly, you could wait out for a little bit to pick up that one, just because I do expect them to do like a definitive edition on PS5 with all of the DLC. It's 2K, that's generally what they do. If they can port a game to a platform, they're probably going to try to port a game to a platform. And I would really expect Borderlands to be one of those games that does get a definitive edition, at least Borderlands 3. Borderlands 1 for $13, on the other hand, really good buy, and this does include some gameplay refinements as well, improved character models, weapons, textures, and more, and it shines in 4K as well, so definitely a good buy there. Alright, so those are all of the deals available. I do want to highlight a couple of other things. Digimon Survive, this game has been in flux for a little bit, and it was noted to not be delayed. It's still on track for a 2020 release. Despite a recent report from the Japanese publication Weekly Famitsu magazine, Digimon Survive will still be launching in 2020. Recently, there have been reports of Digimon Survive being delayed indefinitely due to the Japanese publication Weekly Famitsu magazine reporting that the release date estimate for the title had been switched to unspecified. But according to Gamatsu, an official statement they received from Bandai Namco representative cleared up the misunderstanding. They clarified that the switch from 2020 to TBA is a typo on Famitsu's side, and the Digimon Survive is still slated for a 2020 release. The most recent update introduced Kaito Shinomune and his partner Dracomon. In a past update, 2 other characters made their debut, along with a wealth of info concerning the free action mechanic. There were other screenshots of the world and another character revealed before then. Bandai Namco released a developer diary starring producers Habu Kazusuma and Suzuki Katsakui as they dug deep into the past, present, and future of Digimon video games. Digimon is something that went to the wayside for a very, very long time, and it's exciting to see it make a triumphant comeback. I thought the Digimon story games were quite good. I thought Digimon World was quite good, and now we have Digimon Survive, which is shaping up to be pretty good. There are some elements that make me a little bit skeptical about it. However, overall, I do think it can be a pretty good game, especially with its seemingly more focus on the narrative direction of the game. I do think it has a lot of potential. And hopefully sooner rather than later, we get our hands on Digimon Survive, and it's the best Digimon game yet. Fingers crossed for that. Lastly, I do want to also go over the strategy simulation game Mars Horizon, as it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC sometime in 2020. In fact, a PC beta test will be kicking off right now. Actually, it's live right now. The strategy simulation game Mars Horizon will launch for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam. Publisher The Irregular Corporation and Auroch Digital have announced. The PC beta test is running right now, and in Mars Horizon, you take control of a major space agency, leading it from the dawn of the space age through to landing astronauts on Mars. Guide your agency through the space race and write your alternate history of space travel. Any of the agencies can be first to land on the moon if you make the right choices. Manage the numerous challenges faced then and now. Create your base with launch pads, research labs, astronaut training facilities, and much more. Construct your own custom vehicles from hundreds of combinations, launch satellites, and crewed spacecraft to explore the solar system. Run mission control as you solve the various challenges of turn-based missions to earn scientific advancement and public support. Explore an extensive tech tree and compete or collaborate with other agencies to plot your roadmap to Mars. Choose from 5 unique space agencies, each with their own traits, base vehicles, and spacecraft, and create your own custom space agency. You're in charge of every element of the journey into space. Success rides on your decisions, and there's going to be a lot of decision making to make. And they do also note that the beta itself will feature 14 milestone missions out of the 36 total in the full game, 30 optional request missions, 3 playable space agencies, and more than a total of 8 hours of gameplay, so the full game should have a sizable amount of content. But that's going to conclude this video. Again, check out the deals on PSN. You've got Dream, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and MLB The Show 20. A couple of good deals on Amazon are available as well. Digimon Survive, still on track for a 2020 release, and the strategy simulation title Mars Horizon will be headed to the PS4 sometime in 2020. That's going to conclude this video. Sound sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.